into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
Heavy Metal, 1981. An astronaut brings home a green crystalline sphere for his daughter. The green orb melts the father and corners the young girl for its own motives. Introducing itself as the sum of all evils, the malicious sphere, known as Loc-Nar, intimidates the girl with an anthology of bizarre and fantastic tales of its influence. The first story is about Harry Canyon, a skeptical cab driver in a high-tech dystopian New York, who happens to find himself tangled with a damsel in distress. She is hauntingly pursued by vicious brutes who want to possess the Loc-Nar after her father discovered it. The second story accounts the ventures of a geeky teenager who is hurled into the fantasy world of Neverwhere. There, he is altered into a bald, good-looking, muscular man called Den, who is craved by all kinds of beautiful women. But he soon gets tussled into a conflict that revolves around the possession of the Loc-Nar. The third story circles around Captain Stern, who is an attractive but incorrigible rogue standing trial on account of several severe charges that the Loc-Nar tosses into chaos. The fourth story is about a World War II B-17 bomber plane that limps home after a bombing run, only to have the Loc-Nar ram into it and bring back the dead crew members as zombies. The fifth story chronicles a voluptuous stenographer at the Pentagon who happens to be kidnapped by a horny robot and a bunch of high aliens. The final tale shows Loc-Nar mutating a peaceful world into an evil army. Only Tarna, the last of the Tarakian warrior race, can requite the victims and stop the Loc-Nar. This 1981 Canadian-American adult animated science fantasy flick, directed by Gerald Potterton, happens to be one of the best animated movies that was ever created. Based on the American sci-fi and fantasy comics magazine of the same name, Heavy Metal literally has everything: violence, sex, nudity, humor, and an intelligent story. It's all there. It unquestionably happens to be a true classic of the 80s that received its due cult status eventually. What is spectacular is how the different animation styles are depicted. It's bound to remind you of the days before CGI. One of these styles is the rotoscoping technique, wherein animators trace over motion picture footage frame by frame to create realistic action. The B-17 bomber, for instance, was shot using a 10-foot replica and then animated. The same goes for Tarna. Toronto model Carol Desbians was first used as a model for the animated character. Fantasy illustrator and painter Chris Achilleos then composed and painted the iconic promotional poster image of the film that features Tarna. The outstandingly stylized and diversified animation, especially the impressive sceneries, space vessels, and epic space stations, are aptly arresting along with Elmer Bernstein's orchestral score. Do give Heavy Metal a watch, a picture that is truly deserving of its cult symbol.
We're getting tiresome. This parchment will puzzle the beast.
What is this?
Attack!
Doomed Megalopolis, 1991. In the year 1908, Japan is going through a massive industrial revamp due to the impact of radical Western standards. Things such as machinery and politics move the country's prominence away from the heritage of the past, with Tokyo being the main focus of this movement. That's when Yasumasa Hirai is summoned from Kyoto to give advice on how to make Tokyo a blessed and profitable city in the East. His rival happens to be Yasunori Kato, an evil politician whose only wish is to destroy Tokyo entirely and, in turn, satisfy his ancestors. The future of Tokyo and the Japanese Empire lie in the hands of this duo. Shigeyuki Hayashi's Doomed Megalopolis is a supernatural anime adapted from Hiroshi Aramata's popular novel Taito Monogatari. It goes without saying that it introduced a large-scale audience to the intriguing world of anime. This 4-episode series boasts an ample amount of suspense-filled scenes along with a plethora of interesting and also disturbing imagery. Remember Gaku Tensoku, the robot used in the 3rd episode? Well, it happens to be 100% real and also marks Japan's first modern robot that was created back in 1929. Hayashi, while directing the animated adaptation, felt that his main challenge would be differentiating it from recent contemporaries, Tokyo, the Last Megalopolis, and Tokyo, the Last War. The director ultimately made up his mind to fully utilize the liberty given to him by the animation and simply exploit the supernatural elements of the story. No wonder he came up with a far more illustrious style than would have been possible in live action. And do we even have to mention the score by Kazuhiko Toyama? Waste no time thinking whether you should jump in on this anime bandwagon or not.
It's looking kind of hard, I ain't gonna lie.
Give it a shot.
Some 3D shit? What is this?
Waltz with Bashir, 2008. Ari Folman is an Israeli filmmaker who previously served in the IDF during the Lebanon War. One night, he happens to meet an old friend from that period who tells him of recurring nightmares wherein he is chased by 26 very angry dogs. He
26?
connects his dreams to their experiences in the war, but surprisingly, Ari can barely remember anything specific from that period in his life. That's when he decides to meet and interview his old friends and comrades from all around the world. With the sole purpose of uncovering the truth, Ari probes deeper and deeper and soon finds the real cause of his amnesia. Writer, producer, and director, Ari Folman's 2008 Israeli animated war docudrama, Waltz with Bashir, happens to be completely avant-garde with groundbreaking animation. What's absolutely remarkable is its spectacular way of delivering its message about the Middle East in the most enthralling style. Believe us when we tell you that this movie took literally 4 years to complete and became the first animated picture to be nominated for the Golden Globe Award for the Best Foreign Language Film. This exclusive work of art, unparalleled in its harmonious blend of raw power and unusual visual beauty, is a journey of self-discovery. There are a few people who have to be credited for putting their best effort and bringing life and zeal to it. Art director and illustrator David Polonsky, along with Yoni Goodman, the director of animation. Even if the movie is animated, it has on display a lot of graphic violence along with some of the most haunting images one has ever seen. There are scenes that show horses dying on the streets, families being shot, all bluntly tragic. The fantastic musical score by Max Richter enhances the movie with a magnificent depth and emotional impact to the stimulating visuals. There's this particular scene from which the title of the film is derived, where one of Folman's fellow soldiers waltzes literally in the middle of a shootout. He's shown firing a heavy machine gun while encircled by posters of Bashir. It is beyond riveting. Do give Waltz with Bashir a shot. It's bound to stick with you.
What's this?
Jinro, The Wolf Brigade, 1999. Kazuke Fuse, an ex-cop, has been demoted after he refused to execute a young girl who happened to be a suicide bomber. While visiting the grave of the deceased terrorist, he encounters Kay, who claims to be her sister. The two develop a friendship, but eventually get pulled into conflicts between the government and an underground terrorist organization. Hiroyuki Okiura's Jinro the Wolf Brigade happens to be a Japanese political thriller that is bound to be etched at the back of your mind for years and years to come. The movie can very easily be regarded as one of the finest animated feature films of all time, and the fact that it focuses more on the emotions of the characters over graphic bloodshed and action is what sets Jinro apart from the rest of its contemporary releases. Filled with an abundance of surprising twists, a grim atmosphere, eerily familiar streets, and a brilliant musical score by Hajime Mizoguchi, everything contributes to Jinro's excellence. Do not miss out on this visually stunning anime.
True.
When the children's psi was combined, how much energy was ultimately generated, and how were you planning to store it? Stop it! Enough!
Serial Experiments Lane, 1998. It's been a week since school student Chisa Yamada committed suicide, and her classmates begin to get emails from her. Hearing such gossip around school, Lane Iwakura, a shy adolescent, finds the same message and ends up having a conversation with the dead girl. Yamada tells Lane that she's not dead, but has just left her physical body and now resides within the virtual reality world called Wired. What follows is Lane getting tangled in a series of confusing and bizarre events that find her digging deeper into the mystery of the network. This 1998 Japanese experimental television series, directed by Ryutaro Nakamura and written by Chiaki J. Konaka, happens to touch on themes of vivid materialism and the complications that come with an entirely materialistic understanding of individuality. Initially, the story might not make much sense, but trust us when we tell you that each episode builds new folds, which in turn creates quite the atmosphere. By the time you finish the series, everything will fall into place. Director Nakamura takes a leap of faith with the style and presentation that makes Serial Experiments Lane an uplifting breath of fresh air. The slick blend of celluloid animation, computer graphics, and some live-action footage creates a world that is completely unique to itself.
That looks
So rest
pretty
assured,
gross, not gonna
you'll
lie.
be in for a great experience as soon as you step into the world of Lane. Golgo 13, The Professional, 1983. Professional assassin Duke Togo, codenamed Golgo 13, only cares about himself and his money. He is invincible to his enemies.
Jeremy,
and
what's
irresistible to
good,
women.
bruh?
His life dominated by violence and
Go-Go
sex. Togo was
13,
given the
highly
mission of
recommended.
assassinating
Oh,
the
you
son
here,
of
bruh?
oil tycoon Leonard
You an
Dawson,
anime fan, bro?
and he
Like,
effortlessly carries out the task with just a single bullet.
I'm not
But
deep
that
into the
leads him
anime
to
world,
become
but
the
like
target
I've
of Mr.
seen
Dawson,
like
who,
shit here and
provoked
there.
by the death of his only son,
But I like
swore
animated
to
shit,
finish
so I was
him
just
off.
watching this list
This
like to kind of
1983
get some
Japanese
animated shit that I
action drama,
might want to
directed
watch
by
later.
Osamu Dezaki, has on display
Has
the agony
two
and
versions.
affliction of having to deal with the loss of a loved one to perfection. It'll
Oh,
drive you to
okay,
edge
the
of your
movie
seat right from
OVA and
beginning
the
to
season.
end.
Oh, okay,
Bursting
okay.
with
I feel
scenes
like
of
there's a lot of
outrageous
shows like that,
detailed
bruh. Like there's
deaths and
OVA,
the
but then there's
generous
the
usage
actual
of
like
female nudity. This
like show
animated movie
for anime
firmly
fans
happens
since
to
08.
be for the adult
Hell yeah, bruh.
audience.
Bro, I feel
But
like I'm a
having
casual
said
anime
that,
fan.
Golgo 13 doesn't let these
You
two
feel me? Like I
elements
grew up on Dragon Ball
overshadow its
Z and
mechanical
like
and
shit like
profound
that. You feel
features.
me?
The cinematography by Hirokata Takahashi and editing
Even
by
going back to
Mitsuo
like
Tsuruguchi
Digimon and Pokemon and
deserves a
shit,
special
bruh.
mention. The transitional shift from the usage of freeze frames to slow motion
My
scenes
favorite
in
anime
order
is
to split
probably
the screen
Full
is
Metal
very
Alchemist. I ain't
stylishly
gonna
done.
lie.
The animation is spectacular. The fact that distinctive hues and lighting effects are used to represent
What's
a
your
certain
what's your
character's
top?
mood is
What's like your
simply
top
marvelous.
3 favorite,
Not
bro?
many know this, but Golgo 13 also happens to be one of the first animated films to incorporate CGI animation. So, if you're in the mood for a nice crime
Casual,
thriller,
yes,
look no
but
further.
what's behind it is the real deal. True. I want to get more into anime, bro. Honestly. My top 3. I have a real
Belladonna
list.
of Sadness.
Oh, you got. I mean, shit. You could tell me more than you like your top 3 then.
Happen to be the happiest
You could tell
newlyweds
me like top
living
5,
in
top
a
10.
rural village in
It don't even
medieval
matter,
France. But their wedding night comes to a brutal halt when the local evil baron and his courtiers perform the Droit du Seigneur on Jeanne. She is eventually exiled from her village, and that leads her to make
is
a
that?
pact with the devil himself to gain powers and to take revenge. That leads her to devil himself. and to take revenge. Japanese art film directed and written by Eiichi Yamamoto will genuinely blow you away. The incredible gamut of artistic imagination, along with Yamamoto's style of direction, levitating between the classical watercolor sketches and the transgressive underground comics is worth a mention. The cinematography by Shigeru Yamazaki and editing by Masashi Furukawa takes Belladonna of Sadness to an all-new level, heightening all of
I don't even know if I have a top 3 anime. I probably had to put Dragon Ball Z and Full Metal Alchemist in there.
The soundtrack is quite
like for my
heavy,
personal
given
top.
the era it came from,
I'm trying to think what
ranges
else I'll
from
put in my
rock to
top 3
psychedelic
anime, bro.
to
Full
way
Metal
beyond.
Alchemist,
The movie's narrative
Dragon Ball Z.
surpass its grip, but full credits to the excellent visual imagery.
Damn, I don't even know where I'm going
manages
next.
To keep the viewers beguiled. Do not hesitate
Solo
to give this
Leveling.
masterpiece a
Never
shot.
heard of that one. Okay. Girls Frontline. Never heard of that one. Jujutsu Kaisen. I heard of that one. Is that the one about the monsters, big monsters?
2006. Kuro and Shiro are two orphans trying to
feel like I
keep
heard of the
control
third one, bruh.
streets of the fictional Pan-Asia city of Takaramachi.
I gotta check out Solo Leveling and Girls Frontline. Like I said, I never even heard of them, bruh.
But the city also has a tinge of evil existence.
But I have a
which lays its
website
sight on the
dope that has
duo,
everything.
coercing
Oh,
them
hell
to get
yeah.
involved in a fight
Yeah, it's
with
always
a
good to
group
have
of
like a
and
couple
vicious
websites that you can lock in with that like got all your favorite shit, bro. Hell yeah. I used to have some back in it. Goddamn.
The 2006 Tekken Concrete happens to be the directorial.
I used to
debut
have a
of
couple back in
Michael
the day.
Arias. This feature-length anime film boasts a striking combination of beautiful animation, background sounds, and sentiments, laying emphasis on the character interactions and arcs. Mixing in elements of corruption, vehemence, humor, and imagination, Arias does a splendid
This art style
job
look
as
weird.
the Helmer. The vibrancy of the color palettes, the exceptional fluidity, and the attentiveness paid to every minuscule detail is what makes
But I
this
have
movie
more
simply
Crunchyroll on
unmissable.
High Dive or
The work
Slack
of
and
the
Terrible.
camera, bouncing
Yeah,
and
bro, I don't
speeding
really.
through tall buildings and overpasses
I think I had a
will
Crunchyroll at one
give you a
point, but
sense of claustrophobia.
yeah, I
You
kind
also
of migrated
can't
away
miss
from
out on the
Crunchyroll, bro.
exciting action and chase scenes. Give Tekken Concrete a shot for the sheer brilliance of the animation it boasts. You won't
Anime
regret
Kai.
it.
Oh, good look, bro.
Blue, 1997. Mima
I might have to
Kirikari
add that one to the
happens to
stash,
be the lead
Brody.
singer of a Japanese idol group.
You can thank me later. Oh yeah, nah.
Encouraged
W
by
Jeremy,
her
appreciate that, bro.
manager,
Hell yeah.
She decided
Like I said, I
to
always
quit
like to
the
have a
group
couple
and
websites
become
in
a
the stash, bro.
full-fledged actress. However,
feel me?
her bold career alternative
Always good to
doesn't
have
go well
options
with
when
her
it's
band's
good to have
male
that shit. What is she, a
fans.
stripper?
They start posting sinister threats and unnervingly private information about her life online. Gradually, people who helped Mima embrace her new career
Me and my girl
choice
connected
end
deep
up
into
getting
that site.
mercilessly killed, and she starts being pursued.
Oh, that's
by a
how- that's how
fixated
y'all go
fan
to?
Who is ready to go to greater extents. This 1997 Japanese psychological thriller by Satoshi Kon is not only engaging, but a sheer treat to the eyes.
Book creating
Perfect
account
Blue
has all the
initially
genre.
begins as a
Hell
regular
yeah, bruh.
thriller, and
They got
then
dubs on
takes
there
a
too?
complete 360
I ain't gonna lie, I'm
degree
one of them,
turn,
bro. I gotta
confusing
watch the dub, bro. I
audiences
don't
with
do much
speedy
reading, dog.
Changes of sequences, viewpoints, and even the frame.
Not even gonna lie to you.
Till we just don't know what to have faith in anymore. All of this is done so delicately that we eventually become entirely enchanted by the movie. The diverse camera slants set a very dreamlike, mystical environment. Remember the zoom out shot from Mima's apartment? That was distinctly impressive.
That looked pretty cool, not gonna lie. The art in that last one looked pretty good.
Street Fighter 2.
Who hasn't seen Street Fighter 2? This is like,
1984. M. Bison happens to be the ruthless.
I feel like everybody's seen, even if you're not an anime fan, I feel like everybody's seen the Street Fighter 2
He's
movie.
been on the lookout for an
Yes, of course, sub and
extraordinary
dub.
fight for a long
Bet, bet,
time,
bet, hell yeah.
And he finally finds it in Ryu, a Japanese.
I didn't see this
martial
movie
artist
until
who
later,
never
though. I
stays
feel like
in
I
one
ain't see
place
this movie
long
until,
enough
like,
for Bison to confront him. Bison, however, learns about Ryu's
2009 or some
best
shit.
friend and fighting rival, Ken Masters, and decides to hunt him down and hypnotize him in Ryu's place. In the meantime, Captain
Street
Guile
Fighter
of the
Victory
United
2 is
States
the
military
best.
joins hands with Interpol
I don't know if I've seen that one,
agent
Victory
Lee
2.
in
Is that an
the hopes of
OVA?
arresting Bison and putting
Or a
halt to
series?
his global circle of crimes.
That one is
This
cool, but it's
1994
better
anime
Victory 2.
film adaptation
Really?
of
Okay,
the
okay,
Street
okay.
Fighter
I don't know if I've
II
seen that
film
one.
is directed and written by the
I feel like I've
Japanese
seen a
anime
few
director
Street Fighter
and
movies, though.
Nihonga artist Gisaburo Sugi. The movie has on display
Wasn't there an Alpha
martial
movie?
arts scenes essentially capturing the real atmosphere of the video game. Remember the introduction scene? where
OVA?
Ryu Sagat?
Okay, okay.
Well,
I may have seen it, bro, 'cause I feel like I have seen a
intros
couple
that an
different
anime film has ever come up with.
Street Fighter
The
OVAs.
frame rate in Street Fighter 2 is extraordinarily slick.
Alpha? Okay, yeah. Bro, I feel like I had a couple DVDs or VHSs too when I was a kid. I can't remember which ones they were, though.
Look realistic. Every punch is animated. The close-up shots, as well as the long ones, are used extensively to give a very lively watching experience. We also have Tetsuya Komuro and Yuji Toriyama's musical score hitting all of the right chords. Street Fighter 2 happens to be a great movie in its own way, and we highly recommend you give it a watch.
Yeah, you gotta watch Street Fighter. Classic. Oh, she got the flying Nimbus.
Wake her up right now!
What is this?
Paprika.
But I don't like it.
2006.
Oh, you don't fuck with the Alpha one?
Paprika
True.
revolves around a group of scientists who are developing a device.
Bro, I don't even remember which one that was
DC
about.
Mini.
This little device is called the DC Mini. It's the scientific key that allows us to open the door to our dreams.
That permits the user to record and view other people's dreams. However, a thief happens to use the technology and starts controlling and terrorizing others. Chaos ensues.
Oh, shit.
And soon reality begins to take on a different meaning. Satoshi Kon's 2006 science fiction thriller unquestionably happens
This
to be
seems
a
pretty
visual
dope,
spectacle.
the concept.
It takes a meticulous person to come up with a feature film as good as Paprika. And for this, the late director and co-writer deserves every bit of credit. He mixes reality and dreams in a way that is only possible through animation. Possibly his best and indisputably most beautiful piece of work, this dream-based anime is profoundly textured with a riot of luxe colors and a plethora of ingenious ideas. Not many know this, but Christopher Nolan's Inception was actually inspired by Paprika. The
Really?
plotline tends to get more compound as the movie
Makes sense,
progresses,
though.
and so does the imagery. Also remarkable is Susuma Hirasawa's musical score that is infectiously good.
Some Attack on
especially
Titan
the
type
opening
shit.
Piece. Do be sure to check out this masterpiece. You'll regret it if you don't.
And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.
The creativity of the Japanese anime old classic is above and beyond. Bro, I was gonna say, I feel like, bro, I feel you, bro. I feel like I'm more of a fan of like older school anime, bro.
12 edgy
Like some of the new school anime is cool, I guess, but bro, I think for me,
in terms of TV animation,
I think I like
the 90s brought us
just
stuff
the
that was
hand-drawn
unconventional and
aesthetic of it,
from
just how the
extreme
hand-drawn
violence,
shit look.
disastrous characters,
Like
to
nowadays, I
crappy
feel like
fight
everything's kind of
sequences
like
and
digital and
plots.
CG and
This
shit.
decade gave us a bit
I
of
just
a
feel like that old school anime, that 90s shit, bro, that older school shit with the hand-drawn and then dark, crisp lines, and
shows pack generous amounts
I don't know, I
of
feel like it just had like a grimier feel to it that I like.
mythological
You feel
and
me?
mystical plots, and most
Like
importantly,
older animation,
completely
yeah, I
rich
think
in
I'm a
modern
bigger
animation.
fan of
We wouldn't be wrong
older
in saying that
animation
what was provided
versus like
was a
new
much
shit,
needed
bro.
bridge, producing
That new shit too clean for me, man. I don't know. It looked clean and
adults. After the 90s were over,
I don't know,
there came
bruh.
a
Man,
radical
I like that
dramatic
grimy
shift
old
in
school
the way
shit, bruh.
cartoons were made and viewed, and adult viewership became a luxury that's enjoyed even today than by animation creators. The introduction of CGI alongside live-action sequences in cartoons gained
Oh, shit.
prominence in
He
the
getting free?
90s, and the 2021
What the fuck?
movie Tom and Jerry is the latest direct consequence of the trend. In this video, we will look at some of the edgiest cartoons that pioneered something new. We will refrain from including mainstream cartoons and deal only in the ones that we think were minor or major game changers. So sit back and enjoy this thrill ride and let us know in the comments which among these you'd like to watch. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
My girl was no fan of anime until she got locked in, and from there she likes it. Right now I'm seeing her watching Hell Girl. Okay. Hell Girl, some supernatural type shit anime. Okay, so you got her into anime pretty much?
Squad, 1993 to 1995. In the year 2119,
hell yeah, bro.
Faces an impending interplanetary war with Neo-Sapiens from Mars. By this point,
yeah, oh hell yeah, bro.
Venus and Mars, and have also
that's fire, bro. Y'all have something y'all can like lock in with together.
Neo-Sapiens who function as a race of slaves.
That's fire, hell yeah, bro.
The constant oppression has led the Neo-Sapiens to revolt, and Earth is now battling space pirates.
And not see us. We must hit them while they are.
I was like, there you go. Type hell yeah. I bet you was happy as shit. Like, yes, sir. That shit worked.
And its inhabitants.
Hell yeah, bro. I'm sure that'll make the relationship like, you know what I'm saying, a little more sturdy. Y'all got something y'all can watch together and shit like that, bro.
First off, kudos to you if you
never heard of this
show. It's considered by many.
I like American anime too, like older American anime. I just like animated shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And why not? Exo Squad was made as a response to Japanese animes of the time. It was hardly a cartoon made for young children. It had darker themes than an 8-year-old could comprehend.
I might want to check this shit out too.
It was a realistic take on war and its outcomes. There were carefully
back in the 90s, the cartoons were deep cool though. Bro, facts, bro. Like these kids don't know, man.
People in their lives. As an
cartoons back then had such a different vibe to it, bro. Just look at this shit, bro. You don't get shows like this anymore.
And go on many other adventures. However, the show
even how it looks, bro.
Popular slots. Even
like I said, something about that old school style and hand drawn shit that I just love, bro.
After its second season, leaving the story
it hit different, bro.
At the end of the 52nd episode.
I kind of know some. Oh, you hip? Hell yeah. Now this is my shit too. The New Adventures of Johnny Quest. Hell yeah, this was my shit, bro. Toonami days. What you know about Toonami, son?
The Real Adventures of Johnny Quest, 1996 to 1997.
Cartoon Network was cool until they changed. It got disbanded afterwards. You hit, bro. You are a hit, bro. Old school Cartoon Network and Toonami was goated until like maybe like mid, probably late 2000s when shit started to fall off. I think late 2000s.
Travel to a virtual realm called Quest.
Probably late 2000s, like right before the 2010s. I feel like that's when shit started to fall off for Cartoon Network and shit, bro. But 90s and early 2000s, Cartoon Network, goated. Toonami at 12 p.m., goated. Hell yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. Goated for sure. For sure. Johnny Quest was my shit, bro.
Wanted this incarnation to be more realistic and believable than their original cartoons, and so he used locations like the airstrips of Nazca and the ruins of Teotihuacan. But Hanna-Barbera wanted less believable mysteries, which were...
I feel like the cartoons were a lot more mature back then, bro.
Lawrence getting fired and new writers being brought in. The project was in development hell, and a separate series planned called The New Johnny Quest was pulled.
Johnny Quest, I love it.
As the second season for this
yeah, bro, hell yeah. They also have an adult version. You talking about the New Adventures, right? You talking about this show right here? What adult version they got, bro? You talking about other than this one? I thought this was the adult version. Hold up, they got another one?
This is a great show with exploits and adventures on par with that of its predecessors. Impressively, the creators were mindful enough.
The New Adventures. Yeah, hell yeah, yeah. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Yeah, hell yeah. I didn't grow up like on the old school one, like the 70s or 80s one. The New Adventures, that's the one I grew up on. This one right here. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I didn't even know it was an old show as a kid. I thought this was like an original. Yeah, this one had like the 3D virtual reality world and shit, bro.
Scenes with Medusa and Surd becoming an absolute treat. But despite all the upgrades,
Surd, yeah,
the program couldn't generate the desired ratings or viewership and was axed after the second
Yeah,
season.
the adult one was fire one. Hell yeah. Beast Wars. Bro, what? Goated. Beast Wars was my Transformers, bro. Like, I didn't grow up on the 80s cartoon. Beast Wars was my Transformers, bro. Goated for sure.
Once Mars was a thriving planet brimming with natural.
And then the second season where Optimus got the goddamn silver suit, or he got like the silver The silver exoskeleton with the little face mask. That shit was so hard, bruh. Beast Wars was fire. Fire, bruh. I even had the game on PS1, even though that shit was ass, bruh. I was that big of a fan of Beast Wars, bro. I had the game on PS1, even though that shit was straight dookie water, bruh.
Which the Plutarchians are planning to attack next.
Second season was hardcore, bro. Remember the second season, bro? Like everybody got, cause I feel like somebody had died. There was a couple of deaths. Oh, Rhinox. I think Rhinox had died. Like the second season got hard, bro. Like emotional and shit. Like, bruh. Yeah, that shit got hectic. RIP my boy Rhinox. My boy Rhinox, Dinobot. Dinobot was a straight G, bruh. RIP Dinobot, bruh. Hell yeah. That was an emotional, bro. You remember when Dinobot died? That shit was an emotional ass episode, bruh. I ain't gonna lie, cause he was like on straight warrior mode. You know, like when them straight warriors die, that shit be hitting different. Like he ain't have like a lot of emotions. He was just like a straight warrior. So like when he died, bro, that shit hit different. Not gonna lie.
While it didn't transform kids into Greta Thunberg, it did manage to bring the issue into homes and raise whatever.
Yes, I cried on him. I was like, son, stop crying. Type shit. Bro, I feel you, bro. Nah. Dinobot was hard, bro. Like, that was my man's, bro. I think that was the first death in the show. Like, that was one of the first shows I remember, like, having deaths, like, of characters. I guess they can get away with it because robots. But like shit, that shit still hit the same like it was a real person, bruh.
Extreme Ghostbusters 1997. A few years ago, Dr. Egon
Ghostbusters was hard too. I remember this show. This shit was hard too. Man, I'm about to go back. Bruh. We gonna have a goddamn old school cartoon marathon. I might have to put that shit in the Discord and stream that shit like one of these weekends, bro. We just gonna stream like old anime in the Discord, bro, or old animation. We gotta put some of the young bucks in the Discord onto this old school shit, bro. Remember Speed Racer? Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. I think that she's come on Nickelodeon around my way. Or with the Cartoon Network. I can't remember. Ghostbusters was lit. Facts. I think they had two Ghostbusters. Oh yeah. They had two Ghostbusters shows too. This one and then the one that it showed. I remember there was two different versions. I guess the New Adventures of Ghostbusters. This is the newer one, but they had the older one that was like based on the movies.
Extreme Ghostbusters, a revamped continuation with Next Generation Ghostbusters. As a horror cartoon, it was genuinely spooky even by the standards of young teenagers.
I was on Cartoon Network. Oh, okay. I was about to say it might have been Cartoon Network over here too, bro. I can't remember, bro. I feel like Cartoon Network had more of the cooler shows. Like the more edgy shows were on Nickelodeon. I mean, we're on Cartoon Network. I feel more of the kid-friendly shit was on Nickelodeon.
Sadly, though, this is what led to the
OG Dexter's Laboratory, classic. Dexter's Laboratory, Ed, Edd and Eddy, goddamn man, Samurai Jack. What? Samurai Jack, bro? What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Like, Cartoon Network was goated, bro.
In a fictional planet called Luminaire,
Skeleton Warriors, never heard of this shit.
To take control of the light star crystal that powers
goated, bro. Samurai Jack, that's what I'm saying, bro. Did you watch like the last season when they brought it back? Like in 2020 they brought it back? The last season? Did you watch that shit, bro? Versus Aku? Hell yeah. Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
And skeletal minions to save Luminous City from darkness.
Bro, I forgot. I did too, but I forgot what happened at the end. I kind of feel like I need to watch that last season of Samurai Jack. What the hell? Don't tell me what happened, bro. Don't spoil it for me. I forgot what happened. I think I gotta go back and watch that last season, bro.
Something to really cherish. It was a visual treat and had superb fight sequences, cool vehicles, lots of bone crushing.
Yeah, don't tell me what happened, cause I forgot. I know I watched it. Me and my friend came over. We watched it together. Watch and tell me a story. All right, but yeah, I gotta rewatch it, bro. I know I did watch it, but I don't remember what happened at the end. Did I finish it?
so the producers crushed it.
I definitely know I watched some of the season, but I don't remember what happened at the end, bro, of the last season that came out. But that was the final season, though, right? Like, they don't plan on bringing back another season, do they? Like, that was pretty much the finality of the show. I don't remember how it ended.
So much so that it became economically unviable. In
Damn.
addition, its toy line failed to develop a fan base.
Also, Star Wars Clone Wars, goated. Next, goated, bro. Goated, bro. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, I feel like you can watch the Clone Wars, bro. That was just a dope ass show. Like how that shit was written, bro. The the episodes where they had the like the physical manifestations of the Force on them two planets. Man, they had Qui-Gon come back in that shit. Man, what? I don't know if you're a Star Wars fan overall, but like, bro, as a Star Wars fan watching that shit, bro, like. I didn't even know they had shit like that in the Star Wars universe, like physical manifestations of the Force. Man, how that shit like is all balanced out with like, man, what?
After the events of the film, strange monsters
not a fan. Well, dope. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like you don't even have to be a Star Wars fan to watch that show. Shit was hard.
And his team rely on the baby Godzilla as their ultimate
shit was hard,
weapon
bro.
to fight against these monsters.
But like I said, if you're a Star Wars fan, I think that you actually have like I feel you can have a different appreciation for that show if you're like a Star Wars fan and watch that shit. Because they break a lot of shit down, bro, that the movies don't necessarily break down. I feel like
story and monster versus monster fights in all its episodes and became an immediate favorite of kids.
I don't know how the fuck Cartoon Network got so corny at the end, bro. That was like the perfect way to say it, bro. But think about it, bro. It wasn't just Cartoon Network, bro. Because you were there, bro. We grew up in the same era. Like it was just the culture started to change, bro. Because it wasn't just the Cartoon Network shows that were changing. Like all the shows were getting more goofy, more childlike, like more dumbed down. Like a lot of the shows didn't have these continuous connected storylines anymore. It was like the humor was dumbed down, the writing was dumbed down. It was like more slapstick, just wacky humor. Like everything was just getting more wacky and less smart and less creative, I feel like, during that transition. I don't know why, bro. I feel like that was the beginning of the end. Like, even if you look at society, it's like, yeah, kids got like more goofy. Like you look at kids now, bro. Look at kids when we were kids. Like it's just different. Like the world changed, bro. This culture shifted. I don't know why.
Look, grandfather.
I don't know why. I don't even care, bro. That's why I still watch old shit, because like the new shit just don't. A lot of that new shit just didn't hit the same. It was just more childlike and goofy. Like you said, corny, bro. Like it's almost like it stopped trying to be cool. It was like, yo, let's go this goofy, corny route. Like let's not be cool anymore. Like let's not be edgy. Let's just be wacky and drugged out. Like I hated it, bro. That shit was horrible.
Conan's adventures thus begin as he fights off the serpent-faced sorcerer.
I even look at like my nephews and my niece, bro. Like I look at them as kids now. I'm like, man, y'all so different. Like versus then when I was y'all's age, it's just like, yeah, it's a whole different wave now, bro. Like the cartoons we grew up on, they probably get bored of that shit.
So they diluted his character and
you feel me?
down his murderous and thieving traits. Conan fans weren't pleased with this, but the cartoon was popular among children because it showed a hulking man fighting bad guys with age-old weapons and the sheer brute force of his muscular body.
They got Steven Universe, which is some wacky LGBT thing. Adventure Time, wacky. Yeah, bruh. Teen Titans. Yeah, like all that shit was wacky, goofy, like ultra kiddie, childlike shit. Like this all some goofy shit. Like why is everything so goofy, bruh? Like for what? Can we get some serious adult, like serious cartoons? The only cartoon in that corny era that I like was Regular Show. Yeah, exactly. Like something like the Regular Show I can fuck with. Yeah. Or if you go to like something like nah, I can't even put SpongeBob in the era. I feel like SpongeBob started in the OG era. It just happened to last into the new era. I was gonna say like SpongeBob is one of the newer shows. It's probably one of the last shows that I fucked with on Nickelodeon. But low key, SpongeBob started during the Golden era. Like SpongeBob started way back. It just lasted so long, bro. Space Ghost? Hell yeah. Cartoon Network, Adult Swim? Hell yeah. Rocket Power, goated. Facts. Rocket Power was fire. Nickelodeon has some heat too, bro.
However, the comics were fairly popular.
Like Nickelodeon definitely has some heat. Rocket Power, goddamn SpongeBob, Avatar: Last Airbender. What? What? Nickelodeon outdid themselves with Avatar. I don't know how they got the rights to that show, because that was like some Cartoon Network type shit. Like, how the fuck is this on Nickelodeon? The fact that Avatar was on Nickelodeon was baffling. Like, what? How did y'all get this? Y'all must have like, yeah. That show did not fit Nickelodeon, bro. At all. Rage was good, Brody.
And some really dodgy dialogue.
Man, bring me back to them olden days, bro. That's what we doing right now, bro. We talking about how much better 90s and old school anime and animation was versus this new school shit, bro. Like, even the kid shows back then were just better, bro. Everything was better.
After a meteorite collides with Earth,
I feel like kids nowadays have to even admit that shit, bro. Last Airbender goated. Facts, bro. They went above and beyond. They surpassed the barrier, bro. Facts. I don't know how they got that shit, bro. Nickelodeon outdid themselves with that shit. I think they're bringing it back, right? I heard they're bringing back like a prequel series. I think the original creators. I think they're bringing back like some type of Airbender animated series. I think I heard that last year.
Quentin, they're free, thanks to you.
But I could have learned so much from Mangus.
Highlander the Animated Series is a loose spin-off and sequel of the 1986 film of the same name. Much like Conan the Barbarian's character, Highlander was made for adult viewership, or at least college kids. However, the extreme cartoon.
Good morning, brother. Good morning, bro. How everything with you, Rage? Everything good, bro? Highlander, golden, bro. I've never seen the Highlander show, but like I said, the reason I'm watching these YouTube videos, bro, is so I can have something to go back and watch. This shit look kind of fire. CGI is overdone for real, bro. Thank you, Rage. We were just saying, like, bro, the hand-drawn shit is different, bro. The hand-drawn animated shit from like the old school days, it hits different versus this new digital CGI shit, bro. It has more soul in it or something, in my opinion. Like the old school shit, like that dirtier, grimy, just more soul appeal, bro. Shit hit different, man. Like, you look at this animation and compare it to newer school animation, it don't even look like the same thing. It looked like two different categories. Like, we can't even call this animation. We gotta like put an asterisk around this shit.
From amnesia. He doesn't remember anything, but is conveniently appointed the leader of a team called the
Big Chillin' type shit. I remember Street Fighter USA and Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm. Oh, Street Fighter you talking about like the series, the actual animated series? Hell yeah.
Later, Action Man finds out that Dr. X is the reason behind his amnesia. And
they both goated.
I
feel was Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I do remember a Mortal Kombat animated show. I think you're right, bro. Them shit used to come on like UPN 20 here. I think like early in the morning before school and shit. I feel like I remember seeing Mortal Kombat, bro. Like 6 o'clock in the morning and shit. Why do some of them shows come on so early? Like, bro, who's actually getting up to watch these shows, bro? Like, you have to be a real dedicated kid to get up and watch them shits before school, bro. Some of the time slots used to confuse me as a kid. So much better, damn right. Hell yeah, bro. My man got his intestines showing.
Of Action Man, stealing nuclear warheads and Russian cybernetic androids, and Action Man's team seemed a little unidimensional in comparison. The cartoon was special in two respects.
Mortal Kombat
Being that the creators didn't
DFR,
shy away
it's
from
a
going
mixed
into
element of
space. Secondly, it was a cartoon that used
UMK3.
animation, CGI,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
sequences,
I
and
feel like I do
which
remember.
added greatly to the thrill
I
factor.
definitely remember
Sadly, this aspect also
animated
made it difficult for
Mortal
younger kids
Kombat
to
show,
grasp
bro.
all that was happening.
They had a live action show too, right? Or was it just a live action movie they had back in the
It's a
day?
highly recommended series for those who want to see something new in the animated world. Heroes.
What's this? What is this?
Now we have the dragon.
The Savage Dragon, 1995 to
Never heard of this.
1996.
The Savage
Lieutenant
Dragon?
Darling of the Chicago Police Department finds
Oh,
a
black man,
creature
okay.
with green skin and a finned head. The creature has no memory of his past, but that shouldn't
Pre
be a
internet
problem,
days.
as he has super
Bro,
strength and an accelerated healing
bro,
rate.
even how you just said
He
that, bro.
joins the police force
Pre-internet
and fights
days,
against
meaning
crime
pre-streaming
and
days, meaning you couldn't just watch whatever you wanted to watch whenever you wanted to watch it. Like you literally had to
Overlord
catch
wants to take over the city.
your shows that you wanted to watch. There was no such thing as TiVo even at that time, bro.
Circle.
I don't think kids realize how different the world was like 20 years ago, bro. Like you couldn't just watch when you wanted.
Overlord of
You couldn't just watch it when you wanted to watch it. You had to catch it.
Officer Alex Wilde.
You literally had to like catch that shit. Run downstairs, make sure you ain't miss it. Like check the goddamn newspaper for the time slots, bro. The world was different, bro.
You're being arrested. For what? What happened?
I've seen it. Metro Police, Savage Dragon, bro. This shit look kind of decent. I might gotta check this one out.
Packed with all the action you expect: flipping, jumping, kicking, and headbutting. Despite not featuring the nudity scene in the comic, the sensuality.
I'm telling you, 92,000s, they transmitted the best cartoons ever.
Interestingly,
Go
the
facts,
25th
bruh.
episode is a
No
crossover
argument.
with
No
three
argument,
other
Jeremy.
famous
Facts,
cartoons
bruh.
of the period.
No argument,
This is
Brody.
which Street Fighter,
Yeah,
Mortal
you
Kombat,
see it or you
Fighters
miss
of the
it.
Realm,
You feel me, Rage? Like we was living in a different universe back then.
USA Action Extreme Team,
Like literally, we were living like pre-internet was a different universe,
It's
bro.
an excellent piece of work as an action cartoon
I don't think
series.
people understand it unless you was there.
Production is a little
It
lacking.
was a different
In
universe.
Eric's words, it was an
The fact that I'm on here like live
live
streaming, like I would have never even imagined as a kid. Like, what the fuck is a live stream? You saying I can put myself on the camera and people can just see me in real time?
Forget to leave a like and subscribe.
Like even that concept as a kid would have been so foreign.
Be
Bro.
safe. Thanks, everyone.
On the next episode, if you gotta wait a whole week, you feel me, bro? Like if you miss that shit, you just miss that shit, and you gotta wait a week. It was a different world, bro.
I can be patient.
Like.
Sworn enemies, how dare you do their bidding?
Look, go back. I saw MK and SF. Hold up, go back where?
Don't even think about it, ladies.
10 forgotten but great.
Here? That was the end of the video, bro.
USA Action Extreme.
Thousands of years to conquer.
That was the end, Brody.
I can be patient a little longer.
You said go to the back to the. That was the end, bro. Where you see them at? Oh, they displayed it at the end. Okay. I didn't even see it, bro.
Sworn enemies, how dare you do their bidding?
Oh, what's this one? Bro, look at this shit, how beautiful it looks, bro.
11 amazing ultra-violent anime from 80s and 90s, the golden era of anime. The 80s and 90s anime scene were rife with some ultra-violent stuff that the American media companies wouldn't dare to distribute. This was typically the effect of the VHS era when anime found its way to the underground film market. Some ghastly ideas were taking shape, and some
Right now,
plotlines
today's
were
cartoons
too
are whack.
twisted and
Bro.
morbid for comfort. There
Easy,
was a
bruh.
wide range of genres from post-apocalyptic horror to nihilistic cyberpunk stories, and the only thing common in them was the ultimate balance. of
So,
power.
like, especially
In
if
this
you compare
video,
it to
we
this
will
shit,
take you
bro.
through some of the craziest ultra-violent
But I heard the
anime from
Toonami will be
golden era of anime.
minute.
If you are easily offended,
Bro, I think Toonami came back. Like, I think Toonami is still going, bro.
Violence, now is the time to look away because
I'm not sure what's on it, but I think Toonami's still a thing. I don't know if it's like in the same format. Like, I don't know if Toonami is on TV or if it's like a streaming service now, but I think Toonami is still a thing, bro.
It means a lot to us. Thank you. Let's begin.
I think. Bro, just look at the art style for this shit, bro.
In a post-apocalyptic Tokyo, monsters have taken over, and two siblings named Harara and Kakugo have been trained to fight these beasts. They have even been given the fortified armored shells to help them in their battles, and these exoskeletons were made from the souls of deceased warriors. The troubles multiply for Kakugo when his sister Harara succumbs to the evil side and embarks on a mission to wipe out humanity.
This is pretty cool, not gonna lie.
Kakugo has to defeat his own sibling in an excruciating battle. This is one of the most hated anime titles, but we feel that harsh criticism is somewhat unfair. It's true that the manga version has a much bigger and more comprehensive storyline that has been chopped and edited to
my
fit
childhood
into the
back,
short
Panama
narrative.
seeing
Even
this
then, the
brings me
characters
back
and
memories.
exciting plot make
Bruh,
it pretty
I feel you,
enjoyable for
bro.
the viewer. We particularly
This shit
love
nostalgic
watching
as hell,
the evil
bruh.
nature of Harara, which was so effective in this anime. The
Shit is so much
protagonist,
better
Kakugo,
back then, bro.
has an impressive
I
stoic
swear.
personality.
I'm not even trying to be like the old head, like back in my day. Like, nah, shit. I feel like it was just genuinely better, wasn't
is
it?
the rampant violence and sexual imagery. There are moments where blood and guts splatter everywhere.
Damn.
And there is one particularly disturbing scene where a young girl is squished by a giant mutant. The short series isn't perfect and barely covers 1/5 of the actual source material.
What the fuck?
However, with unusual character designs, the cult atmosphere, and the tension.
I grew up in a military base in Panama saying all this.
Anime to watch.
Oh, damn, for real, bro? Those cartoons were top. Bro, facts, man. Some of these I'm definitely gonna have to like remember to go back and watch, bruh.
Demon City Shinjuku.
I think I've seen
Ueki
Demon
Ra
City.
is a diabolical psychic who has opened a portal to hell. Now the city of Shinjuku is falling apart because
Demon City had some wild scenes, I think.
Fighting the crazy Rebi Ra, and now Kiyoya has taken up the responsibility of finishing what his father had started. He battles his way through the deadly monsters and
I think
also
I've seen
protects a
this.
young woman from the dangers in the hellish city. His ultimate goal is to defeat Rebi Ra, but will he succeed in this impossible mission? This is certainly not for those who look for some food for thought in their anime. The rather simplistic plot is all about excitement and is filled with violence and vulgarity. There are some endearing characters who make the viewing a fun experience, and one of those interesting characters would be Mephisto, the mysterious character who helps Kiyoya but is uncertain which side he is on. One of the drawing points for this anime was the quality of animation that can put some of the modern day anime to shame. The vibrant dark
All
color
of it
that has
does.
been used is perfectly suited for the theme, and the fight scenes are fun to watch. The aesthetics and atmosphere will keep your eyes glued to the screen. This is one of the earlier works of the famous anime director Kawajiri, and while it does lack finesse, it shows glimpses of his genius. Watch it for the cool demons and tons of action.
All right, amigos, let's just cut the funnies. Drop your weapons and get your hands in the air, or you ain't gonna live to see this afternoon. Hey, screw you!
Mad Bull 34. John Estes is a hardened cop and known as Mad Bull for his harsh and extremely violent methods. His intentions are always righteous, but his manner of execution is often rather unpoliceman-like.
Bro, did he just blast my man's face off?
A officer joins the force and is partnered up with the Mad Bull.
God damn.
They try to make the city a better and safer place, but it's no easy task with crime running high. This 4-part anime series is full of political incorrectness that can easily offend uptight audiences. However, it's a pretty funny action comedy series that you will love if you don't take it too seriously. In many ways, it's somewhat like an anime version of Lethal Weapon, and is full of graphic violence that is not for the squeamish to handle.
Fucking back hurt,
Mad
bro.
Bull is quite a character, and it starts off with him having differences with his partner over his methods. Slowly, just like in buddy cop movies, the mismatched duo manages to work together, and the action heats up. The anime series is bulked up on misogyny, racial stereotypes, and anti-heroes who have a minimum moral compulsion. It shows the Japanese warped view of American culture, and as much as you can criticize the trashy narrative, you will enjoy the thrill ride for sure. Devilman, The Birth.
I've heard
Akira
Devilman.
is just another high school student and often faces the torment of the bullies. During one such encounter, he is saved by his childhood friend Ryu, and they head to a nightclub to catch up. A strange event in the nightclub shows that some partygoers transform into monsters when provoked with violence. A great demon named Amon saves them and possesses Akira, which makes him a Devilman. He retains his compassion for fellow humans and acquires the strength of a devil. Can he save the humans from the evil demonic forces? Based on the manga Devilman, this OVA film marked the debut of the director Umanosuke Ida. While it is an impressive effort, there are some glaring issues with the pace of the anime. Some scenes do take the spark out of the storyline where Akira and Ryu are just staring at each other for no good reason. Where the anime shines is the artwork that has gone into the making. The landscapes towards the beginning are scenic, and the character sketches are simply spot on. We also love the look of the monsters, and do keep your heart ready for the super gory action scene
Army
at the
base
end.
in Panama.
There are shortcomings in terms of the
invasion
bizarre
of Panama.
dialogues or the awkward pacing. But the
89,
anime is
just
worth your
cause.
time
Huh.
if you are willing to enjoy the
We have a
trippy,
dictator,
unnatural
but his name is
atmosphere that perfectly
Antonio Manuel
colorises Nagai's iconic horror manga.
Noriega, R.I.P. I was born in '88. I was a baby around that time. My family survived that moment. My father was working at that time, but he managed to get home safely from work. And from there, the U.S. Army stayed from '89 and '97. Oh, okay.
Courtesy of a treaty that
I didn't even know that, bruh.
Carefully hundreds of years ago.
Who invaded Panama? The U.S. invaded Panama?
But some evil forces are trying their best to ensure that it doesn't happen. Taki, Renzaburuo,
Devilman heard
and a
too.
sexy demon named Maki are given the responsibility of protecting a diplomat.
They made a new
who is
version
the
of
key to establishing
Devilman on
peace
Netflix.
between the two
Yeah, I
worlds
feel
once
like I
and for all.
did
An entire army of
see like a headline about that, bro.
assassins are pursuing them, and it will
US.
require the best of their
I didn't even know
skills
that,
to
bro. Oh,
succeed
so
in
wait,
this
we
mission.
invaded to
Wicked
like
City is
help
one
y'all out
such
with the
anime that
dictator?
would certainly get the hentai tag had it not been for a solid plotline. The makers have carefully woven the adult content within the story.
Which one is this?
And although the narrative goes overboard with the gory violence and nudity, it's still an intriguing watch.
Oh, I've seen Wicked
The
City.
director is Kawajiri, the same guy who made Demon City Shinjuku. And while the names might sound similar, the two animes are completely unrelated. Some gruesome moments will remind you of the horrors of H.P. Lovecraft, and visually it can be pretty unforgiving for the audience. There is also extreme sexual content alongside a partial rape scene that will give you the jitters.
Yeah.
What makes the dark atmosphere all the more terrifying is a
Yeah.
remarkable animation that will blow your mind. It's really tough to explain
shit
the
was different.
experience of watching Wicked City.
Yes,
and
due
you
to
really have
Noriega's
to watch it for
dictatorship.
yourself to get
Oh,
the
okay,
things.
bro. I didn't even know the history of Panama like that, bro. Nah, good look. I wasn't even hip. Bro, I feel like I was watching Wicked City one day and then somebody came in and like saw me watching that shit and it was like during one of them grape scenes.
Security force was formed to tackle them. Angel is a recent recruit for an anti-terrorist squad, but strange things are happening around her. The members of Red May are dying under mysterious circumstances in the most gruesome fashion, and it seems like a third party is involved in the mix of
Angel
things.
Cop, goated.
Can Angel
It was
get
on
to the bottom of
Crunchyroll.
things and
Never
find
even
out
heard of
who's
it, bruh.
behind the brutal killings
Are you
and
fuck with this
why?
one? Okay.
This 6-part direct-to-video anime series is a hard-hitting cyberpunk show which culminates into
Looks
an
pretty damn. He just
uncompromisingly
hit the fuck out of a
violent
woman.
gore fest. However, it's not mindless
Damn.
violence, and the makers have clearly focused on aspects like plot building and character development. Conceptually, Angel Cop is unique and ahead of its time, and even with the limited resources, the presentation is praiseworthy. It's a non-stop action romp where you
Yeah,
will
she look
witness
kinda fire.
everything from heads popping out, dismemberments, and flesh burning. We love the slow-mo shootouts, psychotic
Bro, look at how this
superhuman
shit
killers,
looks,
and the
bro. It looks so
massive
cool.
cyborgs
Just the
in
style of
action.
it, bro.
There are some hilarious moments of black humor to lighten the mood, and political correctness is completely
Look at
absent
this shit,
here.
bro.
The animation quality is surprisingly good for the times, and the eerie music will actually get to you. If you are up for an adrenaline-pumping action anime that tests your limits,
You
we would
slacking.
recommend trying
Bro,
it.
my bad, bro. I gotta. This shit look fire, though. I felt like this is some shit I definitely want to watch. You finna stab him in the head?
Crying Freeman. A ruthless assassin works for a secret organization.
My bad, bro.
And is absolutely ruthless.
Oh, there's a lot of
in his
animes out
actions.
there. Hell yeah,
The
bro.
innocent young woman
Too many,
accidentally
man.
Witnesses one of his crimes. By the rules of
That
their
you haven't seen in
business,
your life.
he must
Bruh.
kill her to eliminate
So many,
any
man.
possible evidence. However, tables turn when he falls for her and becomes her protector. The local
So many
crime
things
gang
I need
is
to catch
after
up
her
on,
life,
bro,
and
and
they
watch.
are well connected with the Tokyo police. The duo will have to face all kinds of trouble and be on top of their wits if they are to survive this situation.
Damn.
This ultra-violent anime was based upon a best-selling manga, and the focus was on the portrait of a killer arc
My man had
of
a
the
knife in
story.
his goddamn
The
foot.
protagonist is as interesting as you would find, and he gets his name from his nature of yearning to be free, even though he is programmed to act emotionless. His relationship with the young lady is the turning point, and the romantic elements in the story are pretty dramatic. Bloodshed is rampant, and Freeman fights against the attackers sent to stop him.
I
Despite
recommend
the
you
use of
Black
colors,
Lagoon.
This anime manages to
I heard
capture
of
the
Black
black and
Lagoon,
white
bruh.
drawings in
I've
the
never
manga
seen
with
it,
amazing
but I've heard of it. I
accuracy.
heard that shit was fire.
Later, the
You fuck with that
popularity
shit
of
heavy?
this anime prompted the movie Crying Freeman, starring Mark Dacascos. While the movie is entertaining as well, it can't beat the charm and
Damn.
brutality of this original version. Kite. A corrupt cop uses a young schoolgirl named Sawa as an assassin. She is an orphan and is promised
Goated?
revenge by the crooked
Okay.
cop, who makes her kill people by telling her about their crimes. Everything goes as planned till the time a young teenage boy is also recruited to work as an assassin.
This seems pretty cool.
He is supposed to assist Sawa in the killing.
Kite
but the
goated?
two soon
I was about to
develop
say,
a
this
unique
seemed kind of
bond.
fire, bro.
As they
Kite.
heal each other's emotional baggage, they start to plan for a life away from this continuous stream of crime and murders. There is a thin line where some explicit
Damn.
anime shows cross over into the world of hentai. In the case of Kite, the line is barely even there, thanks to the graphic sexual content and violence. But in reality, it's a thought-provoking crime thriller that falls under the category of hyper-violent OVAs of the 90s. The animation quality is smooth throughout, and the detailing is pretty impressive. The fight scenes provide the viewer with some nail-biting moments, and you will relish the soundtrack that is mostly based upon jazz pieces. The scene where Sawa is fighting bodyguards in a public restroom and the fight sequence on the train will give you goosebumps. We only have
say,
one
that shit seemed
complaint
violent
regarding
as
the
hell.
short duration of this anime, which was
graphic
only
as hell.
2 episodes and lasted about an hour in total. If you can brave the raunchy moments and extreme gore, you have a creative cult classic that will show you how taxing watching anime can be.
What the fuck are you, man?
What is this? Damn.
Genocyber. And a
This is pretty
futuristic
cool.
world, the
Genocyber?
concept of boundaries among nations is drawing to an end. As the boundaries are eliminated, the nations start merging.
Hardcore.
And the private armies of private
Fire,
corporations
dope as
disrupt
fuck.
the peace
Hardcore
and order.
gunfire. Bruh, I'm about to say
The
Kite
Genocyber
look
is a
violent as
deadly
hell.
combination of psychic potential and
This looks pretty
cybernetics.
cool.
And it has been devised by the Kuryu
Bro,
Group
watching
that
this one,
plans to
I like
utilize
how
this
this
to
has
shape
this
world
darker
power and favor.
cyberpunk look
But
to
it's
it.
never a bright idea to manipulate such monstrosity.
Watching
and
this shit on a
soon
Saturday
the world
night or
erupts
something.
In violence, the likes of which you haven't seen before. Genocyber is easily among the goriest and most traumatizing anime that you will ever see in your
Really?
life. The plot can be a bit confusing for some, and it shows the attempt to try something radical and new. This 5-part series might have some exciting content, but the violence is off-putting for many. The scenes with internal organs scattered around and dismemberments and beheadings are not a pleasant sight. And you might be disturbed for days. The scene where children...
This
are
one don't
shot
look as
and
bad
shot
as
is
Kite.
too
Kite look
disturbing
more
to
realistic
handle.
violent.
In fact, after its
This looks
release,
more
it was
like
banned
sci-fi
for the
violence.
questionable additions to the plot. We did, however, like the
You feel me?
beautiful treatment given to this anime. The moments when cyborgs
I feel like
morph
Kite
into
looked more
massively
realistic
large mecha
violent.
monsters are sights to behold. This anime is quite
Genocyber.
atmospheric,
My girl
complete
finished
with its
it.
eerie soundtrack,
Oh, she
and
finished this one?
You
Okay.
can explore Genocyber as long
Yeah, this
as
one's
you
pretty
have
cool.
a high tolerance level.
Genocyber, I think this might be one of the first ones I watched.
Urotsu Kodoji.
Legend of the Overfiend.
Overfiend.
This is cool.
The human world, the beast world, and demon world coexist peacefully, but
What?
peace and order are about to be threatened. This is because a powerful demon named Overfiend is supposed to be born after 3,000 years. Following this event, the demon will try to make the world to his liking. Will it be the end of the world as we know it, or can there be a way out from this sticky situation? Have you ever watched something repulsive and yet you couldn't take your eyes off the screen? Well, this anime flick will make you experience that dilemma. The story is interesting, but the execution sometimes becomes a bit too much
This
to
is cool.
handle. It's a nightmarish representation of a bizarre turn of events that are hardly explainable in a sane state of mind. We also find it pretty disturbing that some of the voice actors in this ruthlessly violent anime were children. However, there is way more good stuff than flaws in this endearing anime, and the characters have been brought to life through some innovative artistry. The English dubbing is pathetic, but we would always
I have
recommend
more, but
watching
you can
it
thank
with
me later,
subtitles to
G.
enjoy it to its fullest.
Bruh. Nah, you definitely gotta put me on, bro. You gonna be the local anime liaison, bruh.
Violence Jack. The Earth is struck by
I feel
a
like I've heard
comet,
of this.
and following this catastrophic event, the world order has plunged into chaos. Infrastructures have been ruined, and the survivors are either oppressed or the oppressor. In this hellish post-apocalyptic world,
This looks
biker
cool.
gangs and violent criminals run loose, and there is just one man to stand up to them. He is Violence Jack, the lone hope in the fight against crime. He also has an interesting method where he fights violence with more violence. As you can guess from the plotline, this anime series is a bloodbath that is certainly meant for a mature audience. It's considered to be part of the Devilman series, and the story is pretty basic. You have a protagonist who almost behaves robotically, with minimal dialogues and a couple of grunts and growls in action. The villainous characters are so notorious that you would actually celebrate their demise instead of feeling bad for their
Damn, this
grisly
shit violent
ends.
as hell.
However, it's not just the violent part that keeps you shifting in your seats.
Right
The
now I'm
sexual nature of
watching-
some of this violence, rape scenes in particular, are unpleasant and can be intolerable for some people.
Oh, there's some R scenes?
It's 3 episodes of absolute mayhem, and you might just give it a try if you
Right now I'm
have the
watching
stomach for
Sengoku
such
Bizarre
content.
Season 2. It's very cool on the website that I
we
mentioned
had for
before.
today's episode.
Alright,
We
bet,
hope you
bet, hell
guys
yeah,
liked
bro.
it. It would be awesome if you
Violence
guys can take
Jackson.
some time to subscribe
Okay,
to
caught
our
my
channel.
attention.
And don't forget
Type
to
shit.
tell us which topic you want us to cover.
Yeah,
in the comment
it wasn't
section.
bad, bro.
Have a fantastic day ahead.
What else they got
and
here?
Stay safe.
Top 12.
How will I match his power?
12 Savage animes for got in the 80s. I'm not really into 80s anime. 11 terrifying adult horror animations.
From heartwarming tales of childhood and growing up to brutal themes of gore and violence, animated movies provide a wide range of genres for
Berserk.
viewers to choose from. While the medium is quite visually appealing and aesthetic, several animated films explore the darker side of being a human against a beautiful backdrop. Ranging from movies such as Perfect Blue to Akira, several adult
90s, yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. 80s a little bit too old for me. I feel like 90s was the perfect. I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, 90s was just perfect. 80s a little too old for me. 90s, perfect. Early 2000s, perfect, bro.
Request. If you like our content,
I agree, bro.
please support us by subscribing to our channel.
Something about the art
This is a
style,
small
bro.
click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Akira. 1980.
Oh, I've seen Akira.
First released in 1988.
I ain't gonna lie, man.
Akira went on to become one of the most.
I ain't gonna lie, bruh. So again, man, I'm not like a huge anime fan, but like I said, I'm more of a casual fan, bro. And like I heard about Akira being, you know, pretty much one of the greatest animes of all time, bruh. Like goated, yeah, like you said, goated. Like I've heard that. Like, so after watching it, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I don't think I was a huge fan of Akira, bro. And maybe that's because I didn't see it until, like, I don't know, 2020, like 5 years ago or whatever. But I don't know, man. Akira wasn't really, it didn't do it for me, man. Maybe because I went in there thinking it's going to be the greatest thing of all time. And maybe, like, at the time it came out, it probably hit different. I don't know, man. But yeah. Akira, I can't say I really...
films of all time.
Maybe I need to go back and watch Akira, bro.
In 2019, the movie explores the life of two friends, Kaneda and Tetsuo, in a post-World War III
same year that I was born. Akira, I watched 2009. Okay, you watched it late too. Okay.
Works for him and ends up getting into a motorcycle accident. Tetsuo gains telekinetic powers after the accident.
I might gotta watch it again, bro. But I feel like it was a little boring for me.
Akira has disappeared from the scene for about 3 decades before finally returning, and this unleashes chaos for the main characters as they try to navigate the world and get used to Tetsuo's increasingly dangerous powers. The movie keeps the viewers on the edge of their seats as they get into trouble with the military and learn about a secret military program that would probably change the world and impact their future. Akira transcends beyond the human world and explores concepts such as singularity and other dimensions as the main
go back and watch
get
Akira,
sucked into Akira's plans. Akira is undoubtedly one of the best R-rated cyberpunk anime movies ever created, and it's quite a visual treat despite themes of violence and gore. The movie explores the characters' life philosophies and existentialism and touches upon topics that were generally taboo in the 1980s. The film is R-rated due to the excessive violence throughout the movie, but anyone who has ever watched Akira would agree that these action scenes are the life of the movie. The film is filled with gore and bloody shots of mutilated flesh, and these scenes often escalate into nightmarish imagery that might disturb some viewers. While Akira might sound like a bloodbath, the movie actually has bright colors and wonderful animation, and it surely captivates the audience.
I don't remember it being that gory.
Loud and clear messages that touch upon religion, politics, and destruction. Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind.
I'm gonna go back and watch that shit again,
1984. Bro. Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind was a fantasy film set in a post-apocalyptic world, and it was written and directed by the legendary Hayao Miyazaki. The movie follows the life of a teenage princess, Nausicaa, whose family rules over the Valley of the Wind.
This is like 80s shit right here.
The
scenery, plot,
the young
everything.
princess lands in trouble when a huge aircraft from the kingdom of Tolmekia crashes into their valley. She discovers that Princess Listel of Pajite has survived the crash, but she soon dies after begging Nausicaa to destroy a dangerous humanoid weapon on board the aircraft. As the movie progresses, Tolmekian troops invade the valley and try to retrieve the embryo of the giant warrior to use it as a weapon, while Nausicaa tries to put a stop to their plans. Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind explores themes such as war and environmental damage, wherein Nausicaa believes in valuing any and all life forms and dedicates her life to protecting the forest. The movie's post-apocalyptic world was inspired by the sci-fi novel Dune, as well as several other films such as Earthsea,
inspired by Dune?
Odyssey, and even Lord of the Rings.
I didn't know that.
The movie is R-rated due to how it portrays fear and delusion, and there are several scenes with distorting visions and graphic representations of a post-apocalyptic world, ranging from depictions of giant insects charging at humans to gunshots and scary explosions. This movie might not be suitable for everyone. There are instances where a toxic forest is shown to be lethal to humanity, and such scenes might instill fear in the audience's mind. However, Miyazaki executes these scenes in an aesthetically pleasing manner and promotes a strong message of being compassionate and respectful to all life forms.
Dune? I didn't know that either.
1981.
Yeah, bro.
Directed by Gerald Potter.
Apparently Dune was the inspiration for a lot of shit.
Film exploring several
I even heard that Dune was the inspiration for Star Wars, bro.
The sum of all
didn't know.
The first story focuses on an astronaut who lands in a desert canyon.
Apparently Dune is like an old book.
On this premise and introduces us to an astronaut named Grimaldi. Grimaldi ends up unleashing the sum of all evils upon his daughter, who then peeks through an orb known as...
Oh, they had this one on the other list.
This evil force's history. As the movie progresses, a cab driver gets caught up in a scheme to sell a device, and a World War II pilot comes across an alien. Eventually, everything connects to the young girl as the story comes full circle and returns to her after taking us through tales of dark fantasy, horror, and eroticism. Heavy Metal received a lot of criticism for the amount of sexual content, nudity, and graphic violence that was written into the script, but it became a cult classic over time. It may initially seem bizarre, but fans have widely appreciated the movie's artistic direction and humor. It's certainly quite an entertaining watch, but the amount of sexual content makes it an inappropriate watch for kids. The characters engage in a lot of violence and use weapons such as guns and swords to kill several young characters. While an anthology film with so many different themes sounds chaotic, Heavy Metal does a wonderful job of tying these tales together, and it can be best described as the kind of movie that contains a wide range of graphic content. Vampire Hunter D.
Heavy Metal, I heard of it, but never caught my attention.
Vampire Hunter D is a
yeah, bro, I've heard of it
tale
too, bro.
Supernatural entities.
Never seen it though,
the
bro.
life of a girl named Doris Lang as she turns into a vampire. After a 10,000-year-old vampire lord bites her, Doris seeks the help of a part vampire hunter who refers to himself as D. Doris asks D to protect her from the vampire lord and also entrusts
Don't they have
her
a
with
newer
responsibility
Vampire
of
Hunter
saving her
D?
life and ensuring that she doesn't turn into a vampire. The movie is set in 12,090 AD.
I feel like they had like one that came out in the 90s or 2000s, didn't they?
And it later inspired a
Or is it
series
just
of
this
anime
older
and
one?
novels. In fact, Vampire Hunter D
Yes,
was one of
sir.
the
I
first
saw it,
anime
yes.
movies that targeted the adult
They do have a new
demographic in
version?
Japan. The movie
Okay,
was
bro, I was about to
also
say, I
part
feel
of
like
the
I've heard of this, but it
incorporating
looked
several
newer than
elements of
this.
horror in a futuristic setting.
Okay.
In this manner, it depicted supernatural creatures such as vampires and
Goated
wolves
too.
with a modern
Really?
twist,
Okay.
and was also filled
I
with
might gotta check
plenty
this
of
one out.
over-the-top fighting scenes and nudity. Ninja Scroll, 1993.
Definitely seen
Ninja
this.
Scroll was an animated action film from 1993, and it followed the story of a mercenary
Can't remember the
swordsman
plot,
named
though.
Kibagami Jubei
I've seen it, but I don't remember
as he embarks on the adventure of a lifetime.
Goated,
The movie
yeah, yeah,
follows
yeah.
his journey as he battles a group of ninjas known as the Eight Devils of Kimon, and makes new friends in the form of a government spy named Dakuan and a Koga Konomichi
Oh, yeah, I do
named
remember this.
Kagero. Kibagami soon discovers that the Eight Devils of Kimon have supernatural powers, and then he does his best to prevent them from
Yeah, it's
overthrowing
my
the
shit.
current government, also known as the Tokugawa Shogunate. Ninja Scroll was one of the first action anime films that gained popularity in the early 90s, and it is especially known for its clean-cut visuals.
I saw
The
that
action
one. It's
scenes
on
are
Crunchyroll,
fast-paced
too.
and top-notch,
Yeah,
leaving
bruh.
the viewers awestruck.
I feel like this is a
Ninja
pretty
Scroll
popular
is
one.
R-rated due to many intense fighting scenes and violence.
I
as
remember
well
that
as the
scene for
presence
sure.
of sex and nudity. The fight sequences include instances where a man rips someone's arm off and then drinks his blood, someone dies after being electrocuted to death, and a man kills his victim by crushing his skull. All these scenes are quite grotesque and disturbing, and there are also several graphic sexual scenes where characters engage in intimate acts or are even harassed by monsters made of stone. Devilman, The Birth, 1987. Devilman, The Birth follows the life of a high school student named Akira Fudo, whose life
Fucking
takes a
bat,
sharp
bruh.
turn after he ends up reconnecting with his childhood friend, Ryo Asaka. Akira and Ryo catch up with each other, and they end up crashing a party at a club. They're horrified when they witness several people
Recommend
turn
it?
into demonic
Bet, bet, bet.
monsters, and they are finally rescued by a kind demon named Amon. The three of them then merge to create the entity known as the Devilman, who strives to save humanity from the terrors unleashed by the demons. The show explored the history of demons and mythology, often including scenes filled with violence and gore. These scenes ranged from the demons attacking humans and stabbing or mutilating their bodies to scenes where the demons were being
Devilman,
killed,
nah,
stabbed, or
whack
even
by
stabbed
far.
until their
Oh, you
bodies
don't fuck with
burst
Devilman?
open
Okay.
and spilled blood everywhere.
I've heard of
The
it.
anime also had some sexual
Never seen
content
it, though.
and nudity, as well as harsh language and profanities. It later inspired several other pieces of media, such as Devilman, Devilman Crybaby, and more. So it's part of a popular, well-loved franchise. Wicked City, 1987.
True.
Wicked City is set in a universe where humans secretly live with demons who have set up their base in a dimension known as the Black World. While a police force, Blackguard, does protect humans from any intermittent danger, chaos
Yeah, I
is
think Wicked
unleashed
City
when
had,
members of the Black World radicals
Wicked City
try to
had some
prevent
pretty
the two
wild,
worlds from
I
signing a
think,
peace
grape
treaty.
scenes, if I
Moreover,
remember.
These radicals intend to establish themselves in the human world,
Like
while
some
humans
demon
such as
grape
Batman
scenes? Like, what the
come
fuck?
together to defend
Who
their
thinks of
world.
this shit?
Wicked City was released as a dark fantasy horror film, but it can be best described as an action film. The fight sequences were quite intense, and
Like
leaving
getting
the
raped by a
audience on the
demon
edge
is
of their
wild.
seats, and they often ended with gory shots of humans and demons falling to their death after being shot, stabbed, and even electrocuted. The film has an ongoing sexual theme, and there are several scenes filled with nudity and sex. These scenes were shot in an artistic and tasteful style, and the main characters were partially obscured, making these scenes appear more titillating. Wicked City is certainly a must-watch for fans of adult anime.
The scenes are
It is
hardcore.
especially right up your alley.
Yeah,
if you
bruh.
enjoy dark, gory animation.
I'm about to say, I feel like, yeah, that shit was definitely...
1989.
Angel Cop, yeah, you said this one was
One-shot
fire.
manga by Taku Kitazaki, Angel Cop follows Japanese society
wanna watch
at
this
the
one.
end of the 20th century as they lead the world economy. While a communist radical group known as the Red May tried to overthrow their government and crash the economy, the government created a special security force to deal with them. These special forces wield the power to act outside the law, but they find out that another mysterious force has already started going after the Red May before they can get to them. Angel Cop was a sci-fi thriller movie, and it was packed with so much violence and gore that it had to be censored before release. In fact, the movie begins with a scene where a woman's brain is shot out of her head.
Damn.
And there are several other instances where characters are dismembered, stabbed, or killed. The movie is packed with scenes where the characters torture other beings and hurl profanities at each other. In terms of visual appeal, the movie
Fire
has an aesthetic
type
anime
shit.
style despite the graphic violence and is quite plot-driven. Perfect Blue, 1997.
Okay,
Directed by
90s, yes, sir.
Satoshi Kon, Perfect
Here we
Blue
go.
follows the life of a Japanese idol.
Man, that
who
97
decides
anime
to
was
leave her
so
group and
fucking-
pursue a career as an actress instead. After
It's fucking
retiring
perfect,
from
bro.
singing,
Look at this
Mima
shit.
finds ghosts of her past haunting her.
I love that
everywhere
late
she
90s
goes.
anime
She starts
style, bro.
seeing a darker version of herself in her reflections.
Kinda
and she
grayed
keeps
out,
thinking about how
kinda
she gained
like-
popularity by posing nude
You know what I
on
mean?
magazine covers and performing as
Not very
herself in
bright,
some
kinda had
movies.
this
While the
grayer,
general public also
kinda-
turns away from her after she
I don't know.
betrays her group. Mima starts questioning reality and cannot shake off the feeling that she's
You know what I
being
mean, bro?
stalked
This kinda
by a
had
crazed
this
killer. Mima finds herself on the verge of
smoky
insanity.
kinda
This crazed killer
undertone
also goes around
to
the
it.
city and starts killing people who speak
Love that shit,
against
man.
Mima. Perfect Blue is perhaps one of the most
Sepia,
unsettling dark depictions
pictures,
of what goes on behind
vintage
the scenes
colors.
behind
Yeah,
the
bro,
scenes.
that shit is
The
hit
movie takes us
different,
through the
bro. Look
life
at
and
this shit. It's
decisions
fucking
of a pop
gorgeous.
star and exposes the things they must do to achieve fame and success, as well as the toll it takes on their sanity. While Perfect Blue might start on a visually pleasing and colorful note, the movie takes unsettling turns and shows extreme gore and violence when the crazed killer starts committing murders. There are scenes with bloody dead bodies and murders, and the movie leaves one speechless with its seamless transitions from picturesque locations to crime scenes. Perfect
Damn.
Blue is also R-rated due to the amount of nudity and intimate scenes present throughout the movie. The movie touches on sensitive topics in quite a glamorous manner, and it is certainly a must-watch for fans of the adult animation.
What she had to like
Ghost in
suck
the
some
Shell,
D to
1995.
progress her
Ghost
career
in the Shell is set
type
in
shit.
2029 when technology
Is that what they're
has come
implying?
so far that humans can now connect their
I
brains
mean,
to
that
the
type of
internet,
career, what you
and
thought it
cyborgs
was?
are
You a
found
stripper?
everywhere. The movie explores the life of a secretive police division
Whatever
officer,
she was,
Major
entertainer?
Toko Kunasagi, who is tasked with the responsibility of
What is this?
decreasing cybercrime and terrorism.
Oh, Ghost in the Shell?
Kunasagi
Oh,
tries her
classic.
best to do her job. She finds herself in distress as she is assigned
Classic.
to a case
Definitely
where
seen
she
this. I
needs to
feel like
capture
everybody's
a
seen,
cybercriminal
even if you're not an
who
anime fan, I feel like
is
everybody's seen
known
this
for
movie.
hacking into others' brains and even taking control of cyborgs to gain more
Yeah.
information on others. The movie has an R rating for several reasons, and even taking control of cyborgs to gain more
Yeah.
information on others. The movie has an R rating for several reasons. Troubles, and we see 4 generations of their family struggle with their lives as they move to America in the midst of a war. While this family
Oh,
produces
shit.
generations
I got
of
disconnected, my
musicians, they
bad.
end up reflecting the progression of
Oh,
American
shit.
pop culture
I didn't
as
even
well.
know.
And the movie covers a wide range of American pop music and its evolution.
What was
through
I
the
saying,
ages,
bruh?
beginning from the pre-jazz era to rock and roll and punk rock.
Oh, I was
The
saying,
movie is
yeah.
centered
I was
around
saying
music,
the
and can be
95
described as a
version of
musical
Ghost in the
animation,
Shell. That's
but
like
it
the
also
original
has mild
version, right?
nudity as topless
'Cause I
models
feel like
or
I've seen
singers
like a
appear on
2.0.
screen or in magazines in the movie.
I was
It
saying, I
also
think there's like a
touches upon
3D
topics
version
such
I
as
think I've
war
seen.
and death with severe graphic scenes throughout. The movie's plot is quite intense, but its animation serves as a breath of fresh air. The creators used rotoscoping, which refers to the process by which
Animation
they
look
film
different
live
as hell.
actors and then use this footage to draw the animation. American Pop has very vibrant animation, and the movie even uses mediums such as
I'm not a fan of this type of
archival
animation, I
footage
don't
and
think.
live action shots, and its animation is reminiscent of early American cartoons. Fist of the North Star, 1986.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this a
Based
long
on the
time ago.
manga, Fist of the North Star is an adult animation film set in a post-apocalyptic era where humans have turned on each other. Besides fighting other humans, the
There is
nuclear
one at
holocaust
Crunchyroll.
has made the world uninhabitable.
Nah,
and
like a
things only seem
3.0.
to worsen more and more by the moment.
Nah, I hate
In the
that
middle
one.
of all this, a man named Kenshiro.
Oh, Fist in the
emerges
North Star
as a
you hate?
savior for humanity.
Are you talking about
and
the,
destroys everyone who tries to prey on the weak. He's everyone's last hope and has
True.
enough potential to make the world a decent place once again. Fist of the North Star was
I
full
can't
of
remember what it
fantasy
was
and martial
about
arts
exactly.
elements, and it was R-rated due to several disturbing graphic scenes. Kenshiro was a violent character, and all his fights were depicted in a realistic manner. The movie's animation was quite realistic, and scenes where Kenshiro
I feel like it was
sliced
kind
up his
of
victims,
maybe a
poked
little
their pressure
boring
points,
for
and
me.
blew them up into 1,000 pieces could be extremely disturbing to some viewers. In this case, the gory, disturbing, violent scenes were the heart of the movie, and they were executed with such style and class that this movie overshadowed all other adaptations of the manga. Golgo 13.
Can't
The
remember a
Professional,
lot of it, though.
1983. Golgo 13.
A lot of these have
The
been so
Professional
long, bro,
follows
since I've
the
seen
life
them.
of a professional contract killer named Duke Togo, who also goes by the name Golgo 13. Golgo 13 leads a quiet and mysterious
Hunter
life
x
and
Hunter.
appears to be
Bro, my
entirely
best
committed
friend
to his
keeps
job.
telling me to
His
watch that
reputation
shit, bro.
for never breaking a contract and successfully dodging the FBI, CIA,
Golgo
and
13,
even the
goated?
US Army
Okay.
on several occasions. As the movie progresses,
They got a new
Golgo
Hunter x Hunter
finally
too,
has
right?
trouble
Like, I
carrying
know
out
they
his
got a...
missions when he encounters the Snake and some psychopathic mercenaries
Where the
known
fuck my
as
lighter,
Gold
bro?
and Silver. Golgo 13, The Professional, was the first full-length anime film that used CGI, and they used it in an action scene involving a helicopter. The movie was widely praised by critics for its animation design, and it even depicted scenes with violence and gore in a visually pleasing manner. There were several gunfights and fistfight sequences throughout the film.
Duke
and
Togo,
characters were
Golgo
shot or
13.
stabbed in every
Okay.
other scene. While the movie is animated, it has quite a severe tone, and it is a must-watch for fans who enjoy crime thrillers. There's a lot of nudity present, and many female characters are shown topless or even fully nude in several settings.
Damn.
Guyver, Out of Control. Guyver, Out of Control follows the life of two students, Sho Fukumachi and Mizuki Segawa, as they come across
Fucking back, bruh.
bio-booster armor units built by the Kronos Corporation. While being cornered by a Zoanoid, Sho and Mizuki stumbled across
Getting
these
old, bro.
units, and Sho ended up bonding with the armor. This led to a transformation where he turned into Guyver 1, while a Kronos agent
The
named
oldest
Valkyria got
of
her
oldest
hand on
animes in
another
Japanese
unit
history.
and turned into Guyver 2.
Guns, sex, and
As
action
the film
type
progressed,
shit.
Valkyria set her eyes on the Guyver 1 suit, and
I've
she
heard of
even
Guyver.
kidnapped Mizuku to lure Sho in and get him to hand her the suit. While the movie is based on a dated manga, it still surprises its viewers and is considered to be an extremely fun movie. The movie also has many horror elements, and the animation style is quite slick and stylish, considering the fact that it was released in 1987. The movie's storyline
Guyver
differs
looks pretty
from
cool.
the manga to some extent, as it's quite fast-paced and manages to hold the audience's attention until the very
It's cool,
end.
though.
Guyver,
Yeah, that's
Out
pretty
of
cool, bro.
Control is rated R due to nudity and horror elements, and it has a scene where Valkyria's body is penetrated by Guyver's tentacles while she transforms into Guyver 2.
What?
Berserk,
What the-
1997.
what?
Berserk
That sounded
follows the life
crazy.
of a man named Guts who was raised by a mercenary group and trained to be a warrior. He later abandoned them and started working as a lone warrior when he came across Griffith and the Band of the Hawk. The Hawks used to fight for the King of Midland, and they even
Berserk's
won a
classic.
100-year-long war for him, and they finally attained a high status in the King's court. However, things started worsening for them after reaching such great heights, and the series focuses on their troubles.
It's pretty
as well as
violent, I
Guts'
think,
life
right?
After he starts working with the Band of the Hawk. Berserk is undoubtedly one of the best anime created in the 90s, but it is certainly not for the faint-hearted. The series filled with instances where people are tortured, beheaded, assaulted, eaten by demons, set on fire, and even stabbed in a way that their blood splatters everywhere. And the main character, Guts, has an incredibly disturbing backstory. Berserk's violence and gore might be off-putting for some, but most anime enjoyers will unanimously agree that it's worth watching for its beautiful animation style and technique. The End
Berserk,
of
it's
Evangelion,
cool, too.
1997.
The end and- I wanna watch Evangelion,
is
bro.
an apocalyptic sci-fi film that served as an ending to the anime series Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yeah, Neon
which aired on
Genesis, I need to
television
watch
from
that, bro.
1995 to 96. There have been many different endings in movies associated with the show, and this movie follows the life of Shinji Ikari after he falls into a depression after having defeated the final angel. On the other hand, Gendo Ikari decides to go to Terminal Dogma with Rei Ayanami and work on the Human Instrumentality Project. While Gendo has his hands full with the project, Shinji ends up in a situation where he has to make a decision that will determine the fate of humanity. The End.
That
of
one is a
Evangelion
classic.
is
The
beautifully
Neon,
shot
right? The
animation
original?
film
Yeah,
that
bro. I need to watch
attracted
that,
huge
bro.
crowds of people curious to see how the story would finally end. However,
Like,
it
I've-
did
I've
stir
wanted
up
to watch
quite a
that one for a
controversy,
minute,
and
bro.
It was R-rated due to scenes involving graphic violence, sexual acts, and the use of profanities. There is one scene where the humanoid mechas engage in a fight, which results in many bodies being crushed. One of these mechas was graphically disemboweled, and he was then eaten alive. And there are multiple other instances of similar things happening throughout the film. Despite the violence and
This is
gore,
pretty cool.
the end of Evangelion is a masterpiece, and it is probably the best ending that the series could have gotten. Serial Experiments Lane,
True.
1998.
Look at
Serial
this.
Experiments Lane follows the life of a 14-year-old girl named Lane who receives a disturbing email from one of her former classmates who had committed suicide. While Lane typically doesn't use technology, she opens the email and is transported to a virtual world called The Wired, which is essentially a communication network system similar to the internet. She then starts getting cryptic messages all the time and faces strangers known as Men in Black who start approaching her and seem to know her well. The movie follows Lane's
Never
quest
seen
into
it? Oh, you never seen this one, bro?
cyberspace. She has strange
It's like one of the
encounters that
first
make her
ones you
question
never
her
seen, bro.
identity, consciousness, and perception. The movie is set in the sci-fi genre, and it was R-rated due to mentions of suicide and graphic violence. While the film doesn't have a lot of violent acts, the overall setting is quite terrifying, and it keeps viewers on the edge of their seats. There's a lot of tension and suspense in the air throughout the film, and it has an eerie and mysterious
The vibe looked
vibe.
pretty cool.
The movie also has surreal imagery and dark tones, making it a fascinating watch, especially for sci-fi thriller fans. Jinro, the Wolf Brigade, 1999.
Never heard of it.
Jinro, the Wolf Brigade is set 10 years after the end of the Second World War.
Caught my
It follows the
attention.
life of an
Yeah,
anti-terror
bro, it looked
policeman
kind of
named
interesting, not gonna lie.
Fuse is suspended from work after he fails to shoot a suicide bomber before she blew the place up. A young girl.
Oh, they had
dies
this
in
one on the other
explosion,
list.
And Fuse then tries to learn more about her and comes across her sister.
This one just
They become
looks
friends and
beautiful. The
somehow find
art,
themselves
yeah,
in the
this
middle
one
of a
looks
rivalry between
gorgeous.
the police and a counterterrorism commando unit known as Jinro. Jinro was well received by critics and audiences, and the movie's animation can best be described as subtle and crafty. The animators had a lot of creative control, and they sure did have fun with it and made an aesthetically pleasing movie.
Looks dope.
Jinro was
Bro,
rated R
yeah,
due to
bro.
some extreme
Visually, it looks
violence and grotesque
amazing.
violence, as the characters use automatic
It
weapons
was like
and bombs
goddamn
to kill
Killzone,
people. They
Hellgas.
also received
What were
a
the
lot of
enemies
praise
from
for its direction
Killzone?
and
Hellgas,
character
I think.
and it is certainly a must-watch
Damn.
among other R-rated anime films from the late 90s.
Damn.
Kite,
Okay.
1998. Revolving around the life of a young school.
Facts. Bro, you seen that shit? Straight Hellgas vibes.
Original video animation written by Yasuo
Oh, Kite. Yeah, this
Sawa
one you told me about.
was an orphaned girl who appeared sweet and naive at first
Okay, this one
glance,
definitely
but she
on the
had
backlog.
darker
Then gotta
roots.
watch this one.
After
I know
her
you said
parents were
this one was
murdered,
definitely
detective who
a
worked on their
recommended one.
case took Sawa in and started training her. Sawa grew up learning to take matters into her own hands.
Fire.
and
Okay, yeah.
the
All right,
justice
this one definitely
system.
gotta go on the law
Anyone
then, bro.
on
The
wrong
backlog.
side of the law, and her training shaped her into a deadly vigilante. While
Man,
Kite
he just
has
got
smooth
stabbed in the
visuals and
dick.
Aesthetics, the movie has extremely gory violence and sexual content. It is one of the most
Yo, he got
well-known
stabbed in the
R-rated
dick,
anime
bro.
films from the 90s, and there are scenes where a young girl engages
Hardcore
in the
bullets.
intimate
Hell
acts
yeah,
with an
bro.
older man. There are several instances where Sawa shoots people with explosive bullets and then watches them as their bodies explode and blood spurts everywhere. There is also another.
Oh
scene
damn, they
where a
got
dead body
they
flies
got
to the
underage
ground
grape in
and
here. They
lands
said
on
high school girl.
and the movie has several such instances where
High school
murder
girl
and
doing
violence
stuff with a
is
grown man.
presented in pretty packaging. Mad Bull 34,
Yo, Japanese people, they don't give a fuck
1991,
about that
set in the dangerous
PDF file
underground
shit, man. They be
New York
showing that shit
Mad
everywhere.
Bull 34 follows the life of a
They don't give a
police officer
damn.
named John Estes, also known
They
as
said
Mad
Chris
Bull.
Hansen
Mad
who?
Bull is known for going against orders and resorting to extreme
They said Chris
violence
Hansen
with
where?
criminals in the 34th precinct. And the movie begins
They
with
said
him
we don't
getting
give a
new
fuck.
partner, Eddie. Eddie is just a
God
rookie
damn,
cop, and Mad
Japan.
Bull's questionable ways of dealing with crime often land him in trouble.
They don't give a fuck, bro. I swear.
Always has
Ever
a
since I was a kid, I was like, yo, why are they sexualizing these schoolgirls? I'm like, aren't these like 14-year-old girls? Why the fuck are they being sexualized? Is this legal?
And it certainly hits all the right
Yeah,
spots.
Japan wild with that shit. They don't
It's
give a
R-rated
damn.
Due to severe nudity, graphic assault scenes, and violence.
Oh, this
These
the
depictions
cop
are
one.
Quite unrealistic and frightening to some. There are sequences where men are shot consecutively, heads are blown off, and criminals are beaten to
Yeah, I remember
death.
this one from the
It's
other
an
list.
entertaining watch, and the anime is packed with hilarious one-liners and amusing.
I think the age of consent in Japan was like
animation, and there are scenes with graphic
might have been like 14 up until recently, bruh. I think it was some wild shit, bruh.
Well, this concludes our list of the top 20 R-rated anime movies. This genre is a gift that keeps giving and is widely popular with the masses.
My friend lives in Japan for 13 years.
Human,
he tell me that's normal down there.
Pleasant,
I mean, I believe it. Just based on they shows and they games, like it's all in they, it's all in their media. So yeah, it seems like it is normal. Wild shit there. Yeah, bro, that's some different type vibes over there.
Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us.
Like they some real disciplined people. Like it's weird. They have a real culture of being disciplined and being intelligent. But then when it comes to that Chris Hansen shit, it's like yeah. We don't give a damn about that. He don't fuck with those girls there. Nah, man. What the fuck? Nah, man. You don't like. Why you need to go for a kid? Like the adult Japanese women are beautiful as hell. Trust me, man. I watch a lot of Japanese. I've seen a lot of Japanese porn, bruh. Bro, Japanese girls have the most beautiful. I mean, I don't even care. Can I say this?
Reality is far from this popular belief, and anime in particular has serials that are only suited for grown-ups. With subjects like drug abuse,
trouble right there. You got disconnected for the second time, my guy.
fetishes,
Damn, bro, for real.
There are plenty
My
of
bad,
series
bro.
that should be age restricted.
Nah, you good, bro. I was just talking about how beautiful Japanese girls are, bro. Like the adult women. Like I was saying, why you gotta go for like a Japanese little girl when the like adult Japanese girls are fucking gorgeous.
If you like our content, please.
I was saying I watch a lot of Japanese porn and shit, bro. Them girls is fucking fire. Metal Panic. I feel like I want to see this one too. I feel like I had this one bookmarked or something, bro. Metal Skin Panic. And this one's only 41 minutes. See, I like OVAs like this, little short OVAs. Is this dub? That's crazy. Why the fuck am I getting disconnected, bro? This looks so beautiful. Is this dubbed or no? Subtitle. Nope. Nope. Can't do it. That shit subtitled? Hell no. Wait. But have you seen it before? I just thought it looked cool. A little OVA. It just looked cool from the fucking... Let me hear if it's English though.
Today you were lucky, but this isn't over.
Oh, it is dubbed. It is English dub. A little 47-minute joint. I'm gonna bookmark this shit, bro. You never seen it, bro? I like little mecha anime, I ain't gonna lie. And this shit free on YouTube. I never heard, but I feel like there's so many of these like little low-key OVAs that came out that I've never seen. I remember going to thrift stores as kids and seeing like VHS tapes and shit like this. I don't know if you had that experience as a kid, like going to the store, the market, and seeing like little VHS tapes of anime that always look cool, but you just never got them. I remember that experience as a kid, bro, like going to certain stores or like, yeah, little markets and shit. VHS, yes. Yeah, bro. Like the cover would look so cool. Like you would see covers like this with like big ass mechas and shit and be like, yo, that shit look fire. I want to get it. But I would just never get it. This is 87? This look really good for 87. What is like late 80s? Pretty much 90s. This looks gorgeous for 87. Nah, this shit beautiful, not gonna lie. The quality. Damn, that's what I'm saying, bro. This shit beautiful. Oh, he fucking him up. That one mech. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm definitely taking a mech over like a squad of tanks. Anytime, yeah.
That was pathetic.
What was that, training? Oh, training type shit? I was about to say, it's just training.
Obliteration of an elite U.S. Army tank force a mere 3 minutes after being engaged in the city streets by the Slave Trooper 1, also known
Slave
as
Trooper 1, Maddox 1.
This device is more resistant to NBC weaponry than any main battle tank. Furthermore, it could be deployed from a U-860 Black Hawk helicopter. Its utility for anti-terror.
I ain't gonna lie, this is my type of OVA, bruh. A little 40-minute mecha type shit.
To just perform this dangerous exercise with these remote simulator tanks.
I feel like I need to say this for later so I can like order some food or something to watch with this shit. Just like some chicken wings and fries type of vibe, bruh.
Software development for this tank buster. In order to demonstrate the versatility of the Maddox, she personally volunteered to be the driver today.
They got a female main lead? Wasn't expecting that.
Unit number 1 goes to Ichigaya tonight. It's late, so send it as is. Unit number 2 is...
Yeah, if you told me this was 90s, I would have definitely believed
We needed
it.
it yesterday. Get started.
Miss Kusumoto, you humiliated me brilliantly today.
Lieutenant Kilgore, you fought admirably in today's maneuvers. But you just can't beat the Maddox in street warfare.
Today you were lucky, but this isn't over. I'll have my revenge, I swear it. Not on you, but on that wind-up toy. Remember this.
Oh, he mad?
Next time, it won't be a remote-controlled game.
Nah, this is perfect. Yeah, I'm fucking with this, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. This remind me back, bro. This is like, I ain't gonna lie. You remember back in the day, bro? Saturday morning, Sunday morning cartoons, bro. We on them Saturday morning weekend cartoon vibes, bro. This is dead ass this type of vibe though. Like I remember little anime movies used to come on Sunday mornings, bro, or Saturday mornings. This is that type of vibe, bro. Yeah, we about to rock out with this shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. We about to lock in and watch this shit, bro. Those vibes are the one. Bruh, you feel me? Shit. I remember sometimes my parents would like leave me home from church on Sunday morning. Man, I had a whole crib to myself and maybe some breakfast. Might watch me one of the little anime movies I might catch randomly on TV. Straight vibes, bruh.
Hey, that's an E2C Hawkeye. It's flying.
We trying to bring them vibes back right now, bruh. That's what we finna do, bro.
Koji, come here. I'm right in the middle of something.
Daydreaming again, aren't you? Must be nice to work part-time.
This had better be important. What on earth is this?
I have no idea. All of a sudden, it was here in the truck. It wasn't here when I loaded everything up.
How the fuck did they get it in the...
Say, what do you think it is?
How the fuck did the Maddox get there?
Koji, aren't you an engineering major?
Oh, Kawasaki Heavy Industry, U.S. Army. Oh, no, say I'll take charge of this.
Huh? But, well then, what is it? It has warning stickers all over it.
It's just a piece of junk somebody threw away. I'm telling you, don't worry about it.
Oh, but...
I treat you to ramen all the time, don't I?
Cheater.
Fun fact. Sundays, I skip church for this. I had a girlfriend back in the day, white, and she comes to my house to be with me watching cartoons. Oh, facts. Okay, you know the vibes, bruh. Hell yeah, you know the vibes exactly, bro.
Secret cargo in such a stupid traffic accident.
I was like 6 years old. Damn.
The report said that it was.
Hell yeah, bro.
You're being naive. It was terrorism.
Hell yeah, bro. You remember them days staying home from church? Bro, weekend morning cartoons were the best. I think I saw Spriggan for the first time on a Sunday morning, bro.
Kawasaki, you should watch what you say. Another viewpoint is that this accident was one of yours. That this publicity stunts.
I feel like
What do you say?
I feel like Spriggan and like one of the SNK animes I saw on a Sunday morning, bro. Okay, I didn't see what happened. So they were transporting it. And it got there. My bad. I just want to make sure I'm keeping up with this shit. Disconnected the third time. God damn, bruh. Maybe I should reset my router.
Absolutely unthinkable.
Should I reset my router before you finish watching this? I'm thinking that might be the move, bruh. Should I do that? Or it might be Twitch, though. Nah, but it ain't the router, though. Well, it could be, because it didn't disconnect my internet. It is disconnected the Twitch. But fuck it. I'll try it. Yeah, let me disconnect the router first. Then I'll be right back. All right, hold on. I'm going to restart, too, then.